Hi everyone. If you don't mind, we are starting our webinar, and there are two of us today. Myself, Sergey Kirpitsan, specialist for international cooperation at Innopolis University, and my dear colleague Yekaterina Pratsko, who is in charge of recruiting international students at the university. And we are to give you a webinar today, which will consist of two parts. In the first part, we will give you a short presentation of the university, including information on our educational programs, different grant opportunities, and also admission process. In the second part, it will be a classical Q&A session when you'll have a chance to ask us some questions. And yeah, afterwards, anyway, the most common questions we will send you to your emails. Before starting the presentation, may I please ask whether everything is fine with sound? If during the webinar there are any problems, just write to the chat and we will try to solve the problem as soon as possible. If you don't mind, we are starting. So what is Innopolis University today? Speaking about Innopolis University today, we are extremely young university, and the university was founded just in 2012, so we're just 4 years old, but we already achieved quite a lot. And the university is strongly focused on IT and related areas. This year we achieved a quite high number for us in terms of students, which is 554 students overall, and it's almost double more than last year. And giving some more statistics about the university, we currently have 27 academic partners and more than 100 leading IT companies also in cooperation with us. We're majorly involved in different grant competitions and grant projects, and currently have 42 faculty members. Another remarkable thing is that all educational programs are given in English at Innopolis University, so basically you don't need to learn Russian to come to study here. And another thing that, as I mentioned, we are strongly focused on IT, but even within IT we have our own focus, and we have four main directions, academic directions we try to follow, which are, as you can see in the bottom of the slide, big data, artificial intelligence and robotics, software engineering, and information security. Moving on to the next slide, international and academic cooperation. That's basically what I do at the university, and I'm really proud about this slide, to be honest. You can see the geography of our partners is quite wide. So basically we have academic partners from all over the world, starting from the United States to different Asian countries, as China, Korea, etc. We have completely different versatile modes of cooperation, from joint programs and projects to trainings, but for you as international students, probably the most interesting part would be a possibility to be involved in exchange. So all our students, including international students, are able to spend a semester in one of our exchange partners, and we currently have 15 exchange partners. Our faculty members, as you can see from the screen, the majority of them are foreigners, which helps us to create a unique international environment on campus, together with the fact that all programs are taught in English. And they also represent different geographical areas, and our faculty members are from different countries, I know, from Canada to Pakistan to China or Korea, so completely different countries. I will just stress that our dean, Professor Giancarlo Succi, he's from Italy, for instance, and he has a huge industrial and academic experience. For instance, he was working in Ferrari F1 team, and he was developing software for this team. Just a brief introduction to our main decision-making body, which is Board of Trustees, just quickly, several leaders of IT companies and few governmental officials in there. One of those officials is current Federal Minister of Telecom and Mass Communication, Nikolai Nikiforov. Another thing which might be of interest for you is our research facilities. We currently have 13 laboratories and 3 research centers. And they're all mainly focused on IT, but some of them also on some cross-disciplinary, interdisciplinary areas. And what is interest for you as students in these in these research facilities. During the year, all our students, including international students, are able to participate in the work of laboratories. So basically, you just can come to choose any of laboratories and being of use for them. And especially if you foreseen your future career as a researcher. And at the same time, we have some internships, and you could potentially be involved in one of these laboratories and spend 2 months each year as a researcher there. Um, as I already mentioned, we're extremely young university, and all our facilities are quite young too. And on the photo, you can see our main university building. We moved there only in 2015, and basically the building has everything you might potentially need, from different conferences halls, lecture rooms, different meeting rooms, a library, comfortable library, and all possible things from canteen and etc. So it's quite comfortable. And the thing that would probably be more interesting for you is our residential wing U. We currently have 4 dormitories with capacity over 1,000 students, so we guarantee to our international students, to incoming international students, a placement in one of the dormitories. And we currently have 2 options, which is a share room for 2 people and a share room for 5 people. So we are quite free to choose in between them. And another part is probably one of the, no, not one of them, but another advantage for studying here, that all our students have a free access to different sports facilities, and it includes gyms, swimming pools, sports center, different facilities as football pitches and volleys and tennis courts. But in winter you also have hockey rinks, and for instance, our students have access to ski resorts. So basically you can practice mountain skiing. Like, living in Innopolis, it's a really interesting experience because we're a young city and it's full of true pioneers of IT, people who love to dedicate all their life to IT. But from the point of living conditions, probably we are offering the best living condition in the Republic of Tatarstan, because living in Kazan would be probably the way costly for you than living in Innopolis. We are offering really cheap dormitory, but at the same time it's a brand new dormitory, so it will just cost you $35 per month. I highly doubt that you could find anything like this in Kazan or in Moscow. And as for food, we currently have few canteens where students can basically buy some meals, and at the same time all our dormitories are furnished with this kitchen, so students may choose to cook by themselves, and at the same time we have different deliveries, pub, and etc. And as for leisure time, we have over 40 different clubs and societies, sport societies too, and it's only within the university. And Innopolis is a satellite city of Kazan. So basically, if you feel like spending some additional leisure time, you can go just to Kazan, because it's just 1 hour trip, and hour-long trip, so it's not too far. And Kazan is 1 million people living over there, so all the leisure is offered in plenty in Kazan. And we also have a free bus covering quite often between 2 cities, so there is no transport problems in connection, and etc. What do we offer? There are probably, to sum up my part, because now I will give up to my colleague Ekaterina, who will tell you all about our educational programs on bachelor and master level, admission process, and etc. But to sum up what I just said about the university, 4 key points we would like to stress, and as points we offer. It's international environment, which is quite unique for Russia, because the majority of our faculty members are representative of foreign countries. All our programs entirely taught in English, and At the same time we have different international projects like international exchange, different joint projects, and we have a lot of guest lecturers during the year. So we truly try to create a fantastic international environment on campus. High quality education. As I a few times mentioned already, the majority of our faculty members are foreigners, and they had a chance to participate in different ways in the top 100 computer science schools all around the world. So either they studied there, or they did some research, or they worked there, or at least they have to pass some kind of training in top computer science schools around the world. And at the same time, a few slides ago, I showed you the comfortable living conditions, and I would, as I said, we cannot force international students to live on campus. They are free to choose to live in Kazan, but I think they will lack the true experience of living in Napolis, living in this atmosphere, this IT atmosphere, because in Napolis it's not only the university. There is a beautiful technological park over there with over 50 IT companies that represent different sectors of IT. And in one of the last slides, I will tell you about this more. And obviously, students also have different chances like internships, and they can do part-time job in these companies too. So it's quite interesting conditions and interesting international IT environment here. And lastly, scholarship. Scholarships, different opportunities. My colleague Katerina will tell you more about it. But in general terms, international students have a chance to cover 100% of their tuition fees by our scholarship that we provide, which is also could be quite convenient for international students since they're coming abroad, and it's generally connected with a lot of spending and costs. So we have such a cool opportunity for international students, and together with the fact that all the programs are taught in English, that could be really useful for international students. Now I give up this team to my colleague Ekaterina, who will tell you more about educational programs on both bachelor and master level. And Ekaterina, if you don't mind.
Hello everyone. It is a pleasure for me to tell you about which kind of programs you may apply and about the scholarship. How can you apply for the scholarship? And basically we have five different programs you may apply. One program, it's a bachelor program in computer science, and also we have 4 master programs. And I would like to stress out that all of the international students, you have a chance to get 100% scholarship, and it covers not only the tuition fees but also monthly allowance. I will tell you about this later. So let's start with the bachelor program in computer science. That's a program, the duration of the program is 4 years, and I would like to mention that during the first 2 years you study just general subjects, but in the 3rd and 4th year you may choose your own track. It can be big data, it can be software engineering, system security, or maybe you are interested in robotics, and you can choose this track for your further study. Regarding admission criteria and regarding the scholarship criteria, we would like to stress out that you need to have a very good knowledge in informatics and programming. So you need to know at least one programming language to be able to enter this program. And also we would like to mention that if you have some personal achievements, for example, you participated in some contest or Olympiads, or you have some experience in different IT projects, that's a very big advantage for you to get the scholarship for the bachelor program in computer science. Let's talk now about the master program, and the first program is Master of Science in Information Technology and Software Engineering. That's a very intensive program, and it lasts only 1 year, and we have also 1 year of mandatory internship in the company. For this program to be able to apply, you need to have at least 3 years of experience in software development. That's a mandatory requirement for all the participants. And we also would like to mention that you need to have a very good knowledge in computer science. So we basically test your knowledge in that case. Let's go to another program. The program in Master of Science in Systems, in Secure Systems and Network Engineering. This program was originally brought to Innopolis from University of Amsterdam, and it's also a very intense program. The duration is 1 academic year, and you also have 1 year of mandatory internship in the company. For this program, it's also mandatory to have at least 1.5 years of practical experience in industry. And yeah, basically all other requirements you can see on the slides. Another two programs I will tell you today, it's Master of Science in Robotics, and other program will be Master of Science in Big Data. They're a little bit longer, so the duration is 2 years. And for example, Master of Science in Robotics, that's a program where you can get competencies in computer science, robotics, and programming. And the good things for those who don't have practical experience, for this program you may apply directly after you receive your bachelor degree. So you don't need to have any working experience to apply for this program. But for the Master of Science in Big Data, it's also a program that has duration 2 years. You need to have at least 18 months of working experience, of practical experience. And for this program, we also pay a lot of attention to your knowledge in mathematics, in programming. So you need to have good knowledge of programming languages. For all these programs I mentioned, all of you, it doesn't matter which country you are from, you may receive 100% scholarship. So I would like to stress out that we offer only 100% scholarship. That is very good, I think, for all of the international students. For those who receive this scholarship, you study, well, actually for free, so the tuition fee is covered by the scholarship. And also we offer monthly allowance, so from 12,000 rubles till about 42,000 rubles per month. This monthly allowance can cover your food costs or living costs and whatever. And the first stage, what you need to do is to fill in application form, online application form. You may see the link here on the slide. And before pressing the submit button, you need to fill in and to upload different documents. First of all, you need to pass online tests. Depends on the program you applying, master or bachelor. The system shows you different tests. For example, English tests is mandatory for every candidate, but programming and math tests they offered based on the program you choose. You also need to upload motivation letter. Motivation letter should be in English, and in this letter we would like to know why you want to study in Innopolis, why you want to study in the selected program, what is your key competencies, what is your key advantages in comparison with other candidates. For candidates applying for the first year bachelor program, we would like to see your portfolio. In your portfolio may mention what kind of contests, conferences, and other events you participated in, and we strongly recommend you to put information about events that were in IT field. And for the master candidates, we kindly ask you to upload your CV. Diploma school living certificates, you also need to upload it if you have it till the time where you fill in the application form. Recommendation letters are not mandatory, but if you have them, you may also upload them. And especially for MSITC candidates, you need to upload your project description. So you need to tell us which project you were involved in and what was the role during your project. As soon as you complete all the application and pass the required test, you need to press the submit button. As soon as you press the submit button, we can see your application completed. We will review this application for 2 or 3 weeks, and we will send you the result via email. So you may receive 2 results. First result, it will be reject. So based on the information you provided, you may receive reject in the further competition participation. Or step 3, we may invite you for the interview. Usually we do online interview because we understand that most of the candidates are very far away and you cannot come for the personal interview. We do it via different sources, usually via Skype. And for this interview, you will have at least 2 people who will interview you. So first person, it will be the faculty member, usually this is professor. And second member, that's a member of HR department. So what we want to see during the interview. First, we would like to find out your motivation to study at Innopolis University and in particular program. Second, we would like to check again your background in mathematics, logics, or programming. So the professor may ask you different tasks on that subject. And the interview usually lasts around 30 or 40 minutes. It's totally in English. And based on this interview and based on the documents you provided, we come to the 4th step. So we review the application again, and we review the interview results. Usually it takes around 2 or 3 weeks. And the last step, we send you, again, you may receive one of two letters. First letter is again reject. So unfortunately, maybe some of you will not be able to receive the scholarship, but the other case, that's a better case, you may receive the invitation to study at Innopolis University with 100% scholarship and also with a monthly allowance. And what you need to do, it's only to apply, it's only to provide the required documents to be enrolled at Innopolis University according to the Russian law, so we'll help you to receive visa and just arrive in Innopolis and stay and enjoy your stay here also. And to summarize our education, so as Sergey already mentioned, we have world-class faculty members here. So studying in Innopolis, you may receive the best practice from Russian science and also from the foreign experience. We do provide a scholarship grants, scholarship, 100% scholarship to all the international candidates, so it doesn't matter which country you're from. It is great for you that you don't need to study Russian to study in Russia, so all of instructions are in English. And we also would like to support your stay here in Innopolis. That is why we provide the monthly scholarships, and it's quite, I think, a lot. So you will have not only money to spend for the food, but you also will have money to spend for some fun in Kazan or in Innopolis. And also you can pass your internship here.
So if I can bring the word back to me, I promised to tell you about our partners. The interesting thing that we are a private university and we don't have any direct funding from the federal budget. So basically we are surviving on three main sources, which are our sponsors, our different grant application, and private endowment. So basically you can see a list of our partners and sponsors. They are mainly different IT companies, banks, and telecommunication companies, and well, generally connected with ICT area. And I already mentioned that you have a chance to spend internship or different project with the company. So basically, this is the core companies we are working with in these terms. And Ekатерина also mentioned that two of our programs implies industrial projects during the study, and this is also an example of companies that probably you will have industrial projects with. So I just wanted to share with you this information. And I think that's it about the university, about our presentation. You can see the contact of admission. So basically, if you write there, you go directly to Ekатерina, and should be quite happy to share with you all the information and ask your questions. And of course, we will share the materials of the presentation with you later.